Hello, good evening. Welcome back to the watch along. Welcome to the final watch along of the weekend. It is an Irish derby that we have to look forward to tonight as Connacht take on Leinster. The Irish derbies are back and brilliant to see some derbies back once again. Hope you're all doing well on this Saturday evening. Okay, keeping safe and enjoying the rugby as much as possible. It's been a busy week here. Had a busy weekend for the URC content, and it has been some great games all along the way. The sports ground is packed to the rafters, it seems, and we're all set for this one. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from tonight, who you're supporting. And of course, if you're just joining, hit that like button, massively helps. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Twitch or Facebook, of course, hit that follow button as well. Massively, massively appreciated. We'll have a look at the teams, and we'll also have a look at some of the key players that are going to be in this game. We'll, of course, have a chat about the other games that we've seen across the weekend tonight. But do get your thoughts in the chat. Let me know who you're backing to win tonight. And yeah, really excited for this one. For Connacht, you know, they need a big performance tonight. Really struggled over the course of the season, to be honest. Massively inconsistent from them. And they will certainly be looking to try and be a little bit more competitive, really, and try to bounce up that table. We're sitting in 10th at the minute. Leinster, of course, are top of the table, and there we are, still top of the table right now after Ulster obviously lost early today against the Stormers in pretty interesting fashion. I think that's fair to say. Karma Peach is in the chat. Karma, hope you're doing well. Edinburgh got a win against the Sharks, the first win in South Africa. I saw that. I didn't watch the whole game, I'll be totally honest. But I was keeping an eye on it. The conditions were terrible, weren't they? But lots of games, and we'll have a chat about them throughout the course of the game. Of course, we will. And yeah, we'll keep it going. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you're doing well in Switzerland, mate, as well. And yeah, hope things are doing okay for you. It's warm here in the UK, which is very strange. Which is very, very strange indeed. It's not something that we are particularly used to. So, yeah, it's very, very strange to have such warm weather right now. We have managed to actually sort the clock out for this stream. Finally, after months and months of me trying to work it out in my small head, we have finally managed to do it. So I'm just setting things up on the side there. And we will get the clock up in just a second. Let me change the music. It's too thingy got for me. Let's put that on there. Right, let's have a look at the teams then. This is how Connacht line up this evening for this clash. Starting then with the fullback, Tiernan O'Halloran plays at fullback with John Porch and Oren McNulty playing on the wings. Tom Daly and Tom Farrell playing the centres with Jack Carty at 10 and captain of the team. In the front row then we have Dennis Buckley, Dave Heffernan and Jack Angier. Oisin Dowling plays in the locks alongside Niall Murray. Cian Prendergast, Connor Oliver and Jared Butler are the back row, with Johnny Murphy, Greg McGrath, Paul Boyle, Sammy Arnold on the bench alongside Matthew Burke, Ulsan Delan, Colin Blade and Diarmuid Kilgallen. Looking at Leinster then, this is how they line up tonight. Jimmy O'Brien starts at fullback with Tommy O'Brien playing on the wing alongside Rory O'Loughlin. Jimmy Osborne and Kieran Foley play in the centres, with Ross Byrne and Luke McGrath playing at 9 and 10. In the front row, we have Peter Dooley, James Tracy, Michael Alalatoa, Ross Maloney and Joe McCarthy play in the locks, with Rhys Ruddock, Scott Penny and Max Deegan playing in the back row. Interesting, of course, you may have seen that it is a very special day for one Leinster player in specific, and that, of course, is the back rower for Leinster. That is Mike Ruddock. He today is celebrating 150 games for the side. So there we go. We are all set to go here. All set to go. Let me share my screen with you so you can actually see the scoreboard. I should really have got this sorted out so much more ago. There's a little bit of delay here in kickoff anyway. And we will get going here. And of course, we will obviously keep an eye out on everything going on everything going on. We'll just wait for that scoreboard to get going on my computer, and then we will get going. But let me know your thoughts on this game. Magnus, good to see you in the chat. Was anyone else surprised by Edinburgh getting the first URC win in South Africa? I think it was quite the surprise, wasn't it? And you've got to give them credit for getting the job done. The conditions were absolutely terrible, but fair play to them. They got the job done. They were competitive, and they were absolutely in the game and very much deserving of their victory, in my opinion. I thought they were probably the better side, although the weather, as I said, was awful. They're already having a look here at a potential yellow card. One of the Connacht boys brought down in the air. So they're going to have a look at this. Let me just turn my headphones on so I can hear the commentary here and what the TMO is saying to one another. We will see. I mean, we're only 45 seconds into this one already. So they're having a look at this here. It's a yellow card already. Already we're going to see a yellow card early on here going against Leinster. And it's a yellow card to Tommy O'Brien. Is off, pulling the player down in the air straight from the kickoff. So this is a real opportunity here, you'd have to say, for Connacht. Early on here, real opportunity for them. And they'll have to look to try and capitalise on this if they can do that. And it's going to be really important now for this Connacht team that they do take advantage of this. So as I said, it's a real big opportunity for them. Leinster here, though, with possession on the halfway line, going through the forwards early on here. A little bit scrappy here, a bit of kick tennis going on early on here. And a couple of players taking some early treatment here. Oh, they're going to have a check here. They've got to have a look at this here. Tom Daly has crashed into Kieran Foley. And I think this could be a yellow or even a red here, early on here. They're going to have a look at this here. So there's no wrap at all. Oh, that's bad. I think this is going to be a red. I think this is going to be a red. I think Paul Boyle's going to be sent to the bin. I think this is going to be a red card. We've already seen a yellow card in the first minute. We're now 2 minutes and 23 seconds on the clock. And it looks as if we are going to have a red card early on in this game. It's straight to the neck. This is going to be a straight red here, I think. And there's no mitigation either here. I think this is going to be a red card. And I don't really think that Paul Boyle can really have much to complain about that, to be honest. And I think we are going to have a red card here. And Paul Boyle is sent off here for Connacht. There really is nothing else to it. There is nothing that really could have happened there other than a red. Connacht down to 14. Good to see him shake hands with Kieran Fawley, make sure he's okay. You'd think Fawley would have to go off for a HIA for that kind of thing. Red for Paul Boyle, James. Red for Paul Boyle. So Paul Boyle sent off here. Referee having a word with the players, just reminding them of their responsibility here. Right, we can finally get the clock up and running at least. Right, let's get this up and running. So let's get the clock up and running. There we go. Oh gosh, wait there, give me a sec. And there we go. There we go. Finally, we have the clock up and running here. There we go. So there we go. So it is 0-0 here, but a red card to Connacht early on here and a yellow card to Leinster. So it is 14 men apiece. Greg, absolutely the correct call. I don't really think there was all that much that could have been done differently there, was there, to be honest. Unfortunately, not much that could have been done differently there. Straight to the head, no wrap at all, no mitigation. So Leinster decide to go for the corner. Line out on the 22, won here by Ruddock. 150 games for the side for him today. And you thought that Connacht would have had the advantage early on here. Penalty though to Connacht, knock on from Leinster. And a scrum to Connacht. 3 minutes and a bit gone, still 0-0. But as Greg says correctly there, TMO has certainly been busy already so far. And I think they're going to be pretty busy throughout today, to be honest. But already a yellow and a red card in the Irish Derby. It's what you expect in a derby. And I mean, the whole internationals aren't back yet, are they? But it's still going to be fiercely competitive, isn't it? And in 2 weeks' time, we have some of the Welsh derbies kicking off. And then we have, sorry, not in 2 weeks' time, at the end of April, we have the Welsh derbies. We obviously have European rugby around the corner, so much rugby coming up. And we're really heading towards the business end now of the season. James, as people always talk about, should it be red or yellow and all that? For example, England versus Ireland, everyone just forgot James Ryan is out with concussion. Potential future damage. Yeah, it's really a difficult situation. I'm surprised that Kieran Fawley hasn't gone off. I don't know why he hasn't gone off. He's had a shoulder straight direct to the neck head area. It is a strange decision, isn't it? And you know, we've seen in this year's Six Nations. You look at Thomas Francis against England. How the hell he was able to play a few weeks last week against France. And similar then to Thomas Williams as well for Wales. There were so many issues with it. Connacht were on half a counter-attack. They did kick it downfield, but Jimmy O'Brien does come away with it here for Leinster. They're just outside their own 22 here, nearly 5 minutes gone. Still 0-0. And of course, 14 men each. Until Tommy O'Brien returns to the field, and then it will be 15-14. So if you're Connacht, these moments are really important for you just to try and get something on the board. Kieran Marmion gets it out into Carty. Carty spreads it out wide to Farrell, and Farrell with the loose pass. And it will be a line-out here. And just inside their own half, it will be. Honestly, though, you can breathe an oxygen particles in someone's face and it's a HIA. It's a difficult one because obviously you want to be safe. You want players to be safe. That's very, very important. And the rules really with concussion are if any player shows any if there's any suspicion of concussion, I'm pretty sure that's the wording. If there's any suspicion of concussion, they have to go off for a HIA. And it's better to be safe than sorry. You know, we've seen players having to retire because of the effects and having early onset dementia. We don't want to see things like that. So the game gets more physical, but we need to be more careful, I think. But 0-0 here still. Line out knocked on by Leinster. Yeah, Leinster unable to hold on to the ball there. So scrum here to Connacht just inside their own half. So Kieran Marmion will look to feed this first scrum of the game. Sorry, second scrum of the game, actually, my bad. And penalty to Connacht at the scrum. So they take it quickly, tap and go. Marmion gets it out. There's a little bit loose here for Farrell. Perfect weather conditions. I mean, of course, it's dark, but it's dry, no wind, which is quite the surprise over there, isn't it? I remember Ospreys played a game there earlier on in the season, and the weather conditions that day. Ben from Rock and Roll Rugby's in the chat. Cardiff, absolutely. What a game that was. I was keeping an eye on that as well as the Dragons one, and we'll have a chat at half time about all the other games that we've seen this weekend. But hey, Halaholo, incredible performance. Cabango, incredible as well. And I thought at one point, 21-8 down at one point, Cardiff were, against a very good team in Glasgow. And it's always been the case with Cardiff. You've always felt they've had the ability to be very, very competitive in the URC. Arguably, they've maybe got the best squad out of the 4 Welsh regions, I would say. But it's never quite clicked. Whether that's because they can't get their players on the pitch all at the same time that they need, I'm not sure, but today was a hell of a performance from them, and they'll take a lot of confidence going into that, you'd have to say. But line out here to Leinster. We'll have a chat, though, as I said, at half-time about all the other games, and you can have your thoughts on all the other games from the weekend. Is it a derby Thursday card in the first 2 minutes? Look, the tempo of the game, it's not the greatest spectacle, but the tempo of the game, the ferocity that these two teams are playing at, is pretty impressive already. So it's good to see. Leinster, though, forced to kick. Burns sends it down. That could be a 50-22. And it's a very, very good kick. Whether he was just inside. No, he was taken back. So no 50-22 for Leinster there. But it was a very good kick from Ross Byrne. There will be a line out here to Connacht. Probably about 10 metres out of their own try line. So they've got to secure their ball here. So line out here to Connacht, though. Pressure on this for sure. We've nearly had 10 minutes of play. We had 2 cards, 1 red, 1 yellow. And now we've had not straight line outs 10 metres away from your own try line. So that's always good fun, isn't it? So scrum here to Leinster. Tommy O'Brien's only got a minute left on this yellow card. So when he comes on, that's it. I mean, it's going to be 15 against 14 pretty much for the rest of the game. It's going to be a tough one for this Connacht team, who are already going to face a really tough challenge. I mean, they've had a really, really difficult spell. They're going to have a really, really difficult spell. So scrum here then to Leinster. We're having to reset it. But so the question is, if I buy you a ticket, you're coming down for the Ospreys game. When is the game? Let me know when the game is. I can't remember when it is, but we'll have to have a chat about that, I'm sure. I'd be down for it. Definitely. You'd have to let me know. The first time there is nice weather in the sports ground. You know, the thing is, Connacht needed to use that to their advantage, though. They have to use that to their advantage, you know. It's a bit of a cauldron. The wind whips around, the rain just whips around the stadium. You've got to use that to your advantage. And in that game that we played against them, honestly, we just could not manage the conditions whatsoever. And it rains a lot in Swansea, I'm telling you. Who got the cards? Comma Peach. Paul Boyle got a red card for Connacht, and rightly so. It was a shoulder to the head in the tackle. No attempt to wrap. And Tommy O'Brien, who's just coming back on now, took a man out in the air, got a yellow card. Correct decision as well. And now he is back on. So Connacht on 14 men for the rest of the game. And now Leinster back up to the 15 with a scrum about 8 metres out here. Fed in by Luke McGrath. Goes back, but penalty to Leinster. And it's a penalty here to Leinster. And it looks like Ross Byrne will stick this one in the corner. Connacht love the rain and wind. That's what they use to their advantage, absolutely. 23rd of April. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I don't know if I'll be on placement. I'll have to let you know. I'll have to let you know. I'll let you know. I'll have to let you know. Driving ball here, though, to Leinster. Peeling off the back is the hooker. Going for the line here. Just a metre short, less than a metre short here for Leinster. Looking to get the first points of the game. First points of the derby. Still just short from Leinster. Alan Latoa went, but he couldn't get there. Max Deegan goes for it. Once again, good defence here from Connacht. And the ball comes out to the backs. Ross Byrne into Frawley. Frawley for the line. Tackle just short. Hell of a tackle that. It's into Ross Byrne. Has Ross Byrne got it down? Has he been held up? I think he's been held up. He didn't even reach the line. Hell of a tackle again from Connacht. Fighting for their lives here. Still trying to go through the forwards here. Surely it's just a matter of time, you'd feel, with the extra man. Still just on the line, literally that far away. That far away. I don't know why they don't spread it out wide. They have the numbers to go wide. Surely they have to go wide here. Still going through the forwards here, trying to reach the line. Still unable to do that. Max Deegan tries to go. He gives it to McGrath, who spreads it out wide. And finally, it is a try here for Leinster. Leinster have scored finally. And finally, Leinster take the scoreboard and finally score here. After 13 and a half minutes, they've finally got their first points of the game. I don't know why they didn't go wide earlier there. They were trying to go through the forwards, and credit to Connacht, it was hell of defence from them. But the extra number always makes a difference. Always makes a difference, and that's what happened there. And finally comes out wide, and it's an easy finish for Leinster. So chance for the conversion here. Ross Byrne with a chance to get his first points of the game. Why do Irish players not play in Wales? We've had a few over the years. You know, Tommy Bowe played for the Ospreys for a long time. We have had a few Scots here. Sebastian Javan plays at the Scarlets. Blade Thompson is Scottish. He used to play. No, who was it? John Barclay used to play at the Scarlets for a long time. He's Scottish. But I think, you know, in Ireland, the system just works so well, doesn't it? With the 4 provinces, it's just so works well. You look at this season, the only team probably slightly underperforming are Connacht. Barring that, Munster, Leinster and Ulster are all doing very, very well. Let's just refresh that just to see if the scoreboard will change. And it seems like the scoreboard is pretty far behind on this one, unfortunately. But there we go. Yeah, this is pretty far behind the clock. It's a good 5 minutes behind. I might just scrap this, to be honest. Yeah, we'll just scrap that for now. Clock, unfortunately, is pretty far behind, if I'm being totally honest. But there we go. Oh, thank you very much. That's very, very kind. Sending $30. Thank you. Absolutely no pressure to do that, folks, but it's massively appreciated and very, very kind indeed to do that. You can do that on YouTube or Twitch as well. But there we go. Let me change the scoreboard just to get it right here. There we go. There are 7 points to 0 here to Leinster. So scrum here to Leinster then. Is that the rule out in Ireland that you have to play in Ireland? Because here in Wales, obviously, we've got the 50 cap rule. We've got Gatland's law, as it's called. Is that the case in Ireland that you have to be playing for one of the provinces to be selected for the national team? So we're heading towards nearly the halfway point in this first half. So 7-0 to Leinster, 17.5 minutes gone. Solid scrum from both sides on the halfway line. Leinster told to use it. Going down the blind side here. Max Deegan carries. He's tackled well though. McGrath picks it up. Rory O'Loughlin the try scorer, and he's bundled into touch. And it will be a line out here to Connacht then on the 10-metre line in their own half. Couple of argy-bargies. Couple of words being told to one another. But on the whole, it's all good. Of course, yeah, he went to Racing, didn't he? And now he's back at Munster, and he's obviously in the frame to potentially be playing. How do you feel about that, Irish folks, though? Do you like that rule, or would you rather have it that, you know, you let players go play all over the place? I mean, we see with Scotland, you know, they don't have that rule in place. It's very much, you know, if you can go to other leagues and improve, why not? I can see the benefits of both sides of it. You want your best players playing week in, week out in Wales, but that doesn't happen even when they're here. They don't play week in, week out. And that's the issue about getting your best team. I mean, the Dragons, you know, played against the Bulls, and we'll chat about it, of course, at half-time, about the other games that have happened this weekend. But I've got to say, you know, like, they just had basically, you'd say, probably their second team out, and the Bulls just destroyed them. Ospreys, we were missing a few boys on Friday. We got destroyed by the Lions. So it's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one. Connacht here playing some lovely rugby, offloading beautifully. And penalty, though, to Leinster just outside the 22, managing to get the turnover there. But Connacht throwing the ball about really nicely. And the fact that they've had a red card, we're 20 minutes pretty much into the game now. They're only 7-0 down. But I think they just need to hold on to the possession a little bit more, be a bit more patient with it. But there we go. James, you're a fan of it. Comma Peach is a fan, and for consistency, of course, yeah. For me, with it, I think I'll be like 60% in favour, 40% not in favour here in Wales. I do think that, you know, you want your best players in Wales playing regularly in Wales. Encourages people to go down and watch the regions, and also helps the regions do better, because that's what we need at the minute in Wales. Because every region, bar the Scarlets, who obviously beat Zebra today, lost this weekend. No, sorry, Cardiff won, so it's 2 out of 2. A penalty here for Connacht, though, on the 10-metre line. Very kickable, this. So I'll be interested to see if they decide to go for the posts here. And Jack Carty points towards the post, and they are going to take the points here, looking to get their first points of the game. 20.5 minutes gone in this one. We're halfway through the first half. There's a really good philosophy from German football back in 2013. When your national team plays in the same league, it can help the national team. The summer later, they win the World Cup. Yeah, and I think that is a way that, you look at the provinces, pretty much the big thing about the provinces that stands out to me is quick ball. The presentation of the ball is always top class, and the ability to get the ball to your players is always top class from an Irish province perspective. And that philosophy works really well. And obviously, look at the national team. They play the same way pretty much Leinster play, don't they? Jack Carty for the sticks. And he's got it. And Connacht are on the board. Connacht 3, Leinster 7. Let me know your thoughts on the game so far in the chat. Get involved. And Rossburn will get us back underway. James, did you manage to find a club? Let me know. Did you manage to find a club in Munich? Let me know how you're going on with that. Hope you're settling in okay there. Good driving ball here from Connor off the kickoff. The big thing you feel for Connor is if they can manage things till half time, keep the scoreline fairly close. They're only 5 points down at the minute. They got a red card. Can they keep it fairly close by half time? Then at half time, they can assess things, how they're going to try and affect the game, what they're going to try and do to go win the game. Obviously, we expect Leinster to become strong in the second half. We expect them to begin to dominate the game. But so far, Connacht doing everything to really unsettle this Leinster team, to make it difficult for them, to make it awkward for them. And on the whole, they're doing it very, very well. Connacht were penalised there for being offside, and Leinster will have the throwing just literally on the 22. 4 pens conceded from Connacht so far. That is something they're going to have to improve on. Line out stolen, though, by Connacht. Really well stolen. Marmion gets it out. Good hands here from the home team. Leinster not really clicking so far, you'd have to say. Jared Butler, nice carry from him. Marmion gets it back to Carty, who sends it up. A little bit too much on it, really, and time for Jimmy O'Brien to have a look up. And here come Leinster going through the forwards, just inside their own half here. Rossburn into Forley. Nice work here, stolen by Connacht. But again, just not aware of what was going on. And then it's been knocked on by Leinster. So scrum it's Connacht. So Connacht are really doing everything they can to try and frustrate this side as much as they can. And they're doing very, very well about it. Don't forget, if you are watching, please do hit the like button. Massively helps. And it really does help. So thank you very much. So scrum here to Connacht then on the halfway line, 25 minutes gone. It's been a scrappy game so far, but it's what you'd expect from a derby, to be honest. Solid scrum from the home team. Marmion into Carty. Carty. Oh, lovely hands here from the home team. Still on the just over the halfway line here for Connacht coming forward. Some good carrying here. Oh, trying the offload, and if it reaches his hands, if it reaches John Porch's hands there, he's in. He scores, I think. So it's Olin McNulty who's on the wing there. If he gets it, if he gets that off, I don't think there's anyone back there covering for Leinster, really. I think Jimmy O'Brien is too far across. So that was a big chance for Connacht, you'd have to say there. But Connacht trailing here by 3 points to 7. A man down, obviously, because of the red card, if you're just joining. A red card to Paul Boyle in the 3rd minute of the game. Shoulder straight to the head. Clear red card. You can't be doing that anymore. The right decision for sure. We got some more derbies next week. I mean, we've got quite a few derbies next week, so looking forward to them as well. I can't believe how far behind the clock is on the URC website in comparison to the actual game. It is quite amazing. Yeah, next week we have a few derbies to look forward to. We've got Munster, Leinster, and we've got Scarlets Cardiff next week. So looking forward to them. Might do a double watch along for them, although one kicks off slightly later than the other. It's about half an hour difference. Connacht really putting this Leinster team under pressure. Knocked on by Connacht though, so scrum to Leinster. Still very, very scrappy, and that's what Connacht have to do. They've got to make it scrappy. Look to win those little areas, those little penalties that they can. Making it difficult for this Leinster team. And that's what they've got to be doing. They've got to be doing that, putting pressure on them as much as they can. So scrum here, solid. Oh, a little bit too early there from both teams. Both teams flying into that scrum there. Referee having to try and control things a little bit here if he can. So scrum here then to Leinster. Just over 12 minutes to go until half time here. Again, really scrappy from Leinster. They just can't get their passes to stick together whatsoever. A lot of the experienced boys are away, but there's still a good amount of experience in the likes of Ruddock. Deegan is in there as well, carries well there up to the 10-metre line. And this is what Leinster are good at. They're good at the pick and go, quick ball. It's always there for their forwards. Scott Penny carries. Well, that pass has gone loose. Potential chance here for Connacht if they can get it wide. Marmion gets it out. The kick is sent through from Jack Carty. And it's not a silly kick at all from him. Not at all a silly kick from him. Ross Burns sends it back. Sends it into touch. And it will be a line out to Connacht just over the 10-metre line in the Leinster half. So far, if you're Leinster, I think you've got to be pretty frustrated, really. You haven't been able to get going. If you're Connacht, you're delighted with the way you've managed the 28 or so minutes that this game has been. Gavin, hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat, mate. Hope things are well with yourself. Hope you're keeping okay. And, of course, Irish Derby today. Let me know who you think is going to get the win here. We already have a red card, which is interesting. But Connacht, so far, they've got the perfect game plan. They're going to try and frustrate. They've got to try and frustrate this team. It's what England did against Ireland very, very well for so long in that game. They frustrated the Irish. And Connacht are doing exactly the same to Leinster. Again, they're winning these collisions. They're really winning these collisions. Alan Atoa there was slightly going offside, but he moved back. McNulty carries. Again, Connacht not really going anywhere here, but happy just to hold on to the ball as we head towards the final 10 minutes of this first half. Very good performance from Connacht so far. Marmion gets it into Carty. Good hands here. trying to get the offload off, but it has gone forward from Connacht, and this is where Leinster could be dangerous because they do have the extra man. Ross Burns sends it down. Advantage over. Is that going to go all the way? No, it's going to bounce comfortably though for Carty, who sends it back down, and he will send it down. It'll be a line out to Leinster. Folks, if you're just joining us, hit the like button, subscribe if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, hit the follow button on the page. Plenty of watch-alongs next weekend, of course, and lots of big games in the URC. I think the biggest probably is Munster-Leinster, isn't it, next week? And you'd think a lot of the internationals would be back for that one. So looking forward to that. It looks like Connacht are going to make a change here. It looks like we might have an injury here for Connacht already, which is sad to see. Really sad to see that there. I think it's Dennis Buckley who's leaving the pitch. It is, and Matthew Burke is coming on to replace him. He's limping off, so that change has gone through here. So line out to Leinster on the 10-metre line here. And forward pass from Leinster. I mean, honestly, nothing is clicking for them in this game. You know, they're trying to speed the game up, but what Connacht are doing so well is just frustrating this team, really frustrating them. And if you're Andy Friend at half-time, you're going in 3-7 down, you've had a red card, but you're like, they can't hold on to their ball, Leinster. They keep knocking it on. The physicality, say Connacht are certainly on top in that department, which actually quite surprises me. But what you've got to think about, the amount of players that leave Connacht to go to the Irish squad is just not at the level that Leinster. Of course, Leinster have an incredible amount of depth. Absolutely, they do. But I've been really, really impressed by the way Connacht have approached the game, especially since the red card. You know, it can galvanise a team, of course, and I don't think they could have any complaints about the red. It certainly was a red card. Scrum here then to the home team. There might be an option to go wide here, actually. Again, John Porch. Strong there. We do have an injury here for Leinster, so we're going to have to stop the play. Gavin says, I'm fine, thanks. By the way, I'm impressed with your video on Alex Summerhill. Controversy featuring your questions, Alex Poppin. I'm currently undergoing medical investigation myself. Exactly, you know, and I think, well, we've seen, obviously, I haven't actually replied to the comments on the video yet. I haven't quite had the chance to do that. We've obviously seen that it wasn't the URC themselves that did. They'd hired a social media company to create some content for them. Clearly, that person wasn't understanding of rugby and HIA and injuries, head injuries within the game. Still, it's not great, though, is it? A look. And yeah, Alex Popham, yeah, obviously had his say on the situation around concussion in rugby at the minute. He's someone who's really, really struggled with it. But I wish you the best, Gavin. Wish you the best in your recovery with everything going on with your head injuries and concussion and stuff like that. So, but you will know from your experience how important it is that we do protect these players, that, you know, players are going off at the right times, that, yeah, in a way, you know, I've spoken to quite a few ex-pros who have had to retire. Alex Popham, Stuart Corser, they're two players who played, you know, at decent levels, obviously played in the, what it was known then, obviously, as the Celtic League, and obviously Alex Popham has played at the international level, but we see the effects of concussion all the time, and of course we want to keep that physicality with rugby. That's very, very important, but we have got to be ensuring that players are as much as possible safe on the field. There's always going to be that risk because it's a physical game. You got 90 kilos of pure muscle running at each other. It's going to be like dangerous. There are going to be risks. And as James said, you know, I developed epilepsy from concussion, not fun. And we're just seeing, glad to say, though, obviously not glad that this has happened. Kieran Forley has taken a head knock there. So he's going to go off for a HIA. So we'll see if he can pass that. He is being replaced by Cosgrave, Chris Cosgrave, making his debut. He's only 20 years old, so congratulations to him. So he gets to go for at least the next 10 minutes. potentially even longer. So scrum here to Connacht in a decent position, actually. They could set something off here. 8.5 minutes to go. Is that the guy you were talking about who could make his debut? Well, congratulations to him. And congratulations to you, James, because you obviously know him. So congratulations indeed. Oh, lovely step from Jack Carty. Good hands here from Connacht. Oh, referee thought that had gone forward. I wasn't sure if that had gone forward. Yeah, my classmates and I played on the same pitch. Absolutely brilliant. And it's good to see that those pathways are in place. I haven't played since 2010. The micro concussions have only manifested themselves recently. Exactly, you know, and that's a really sad situation, obviously. And it's difficult because you want to be able to continue to play. But the effects of it are long-term, aren't they? And we have to do what we can to protect players as much as we can. So scrum here to Leinster on the 10-metre line. 7.5 minutes to go, or just under that, in fact. Connacht, of course, don't forget, I've had a man sent off in the 3rd minute, 3 points to 7 down. They've probably been the better side. They've looked like scoring the tries. Oh, we're having a resell of that scrum. Again, this scrum is not working. What Connacht have done, they've really frustrated this Leinster team. And players are beginning to do stupid things. Referee telling everyone to calm it down. Yeah, Connacht there stepping back just before the engagement there, causing some issues for Leinster. So they're moving the scrum across. The only problem for Connacht, though, is they can frustrate Leinster as much as they want, but they need to score points, you know. So either they're going to have to really begin to open up, which is dangerous against Leinster, or you're going to have to hope that Leinster's discipline begins to cost them slightly and gives you in positions that you can start kicking for goal. But the scrum is set. Leinster get the ball out. Begins to turn. Referee tells them to use it, so Luke McGrath gets it out. Ball out. Chris Cosgrove knocks it on. Not the ideal moment he'd wanted in the game. Wasn't a great pass to him, but he will certainly learn from that. And it will be a scrum here from Connacht. Poor pass to him there. Might have to start wearing helmets like NFL. I think it's more about tackling technique. Honestly, I really believe that's the big thing. You know, when you're younger, you're taught cheek to cheek. Your cheek should be touching their arse cheek when you're going for the tackle. The reason we see these tackles, you know, going for these upper body tackles now, where they're upright, is because everyone's so worried about the offload. If a player can get his arms free and he's got a good support runner, and he gets halfway over the gain line, gets that offload off to a scrum half or whatever it is, he's free to run through. That's what people are concerned about. They're trying to dislodge the ball in the tackle. I can understand why people are going higher on tackles and they don't want to see the offloads, but there's some big issues there. This scrum from Connacht is absolutely huge, and a penalty to Connacht. I have no idea what's going on with Leinster in this one. I mean, they've lost to Ulster, obviously, already over the last few weeks, and Connacht are smashing them at the minute, really. It's going to be a penalty. I think they just take the points here, to be honest. 1 point behind them at half-time, man down, you absolutely take that, don't you? Certainly in a kicking position for them. Huge scrum from them. They've actually gone for the corner, which I'm really surprised by. But 4 and a bit minutes to go in this first half. Don't forget, at half-time, we do take a quick 2-minute break. But we'll be back to chat about all the other games in the URC this season and this game as well. Here come Connacht, though. Line out one, and they get it out. Chris Farrell on the option. I mean, you feel if Connacht don't score here, don't get points here, it's a weird one that they turn the points down. But they clearly feel confident, clearly feel like they can get something from this game and from this play for sure. Pick and go from the forwards. They're probably about 7-8 meters out here, maybe even less than that if I'm honest. Advantage here to Connacht. Leinster offside. So chance to play here. Carty inside here to Farrell. Farrell steps inside. He's caught. Carty flicks it behind the back. Kevin Marmion goes. Yeah, they're being pushed back here. Still with the ball here, though. Marmion goes to the line. Half a break. I thought he was in there. Ball out. Jack Carty looks for the cross kick. It's not going to come off. So come back for the penalty. Big decision here for Connacht. You think they have to take the point. Yeah, they'll take the penalty here, but what are they going to do? They're going to stick it in the corner again? It's a big question, really. You know, it's a big choice here. I mean, we've got less than 3 minutes to go until half time. What is the decision here? I think they're just going to tap and go here. I think they're just going to... Are we having a scrum? I think we're having a scrum. So Connacht are going to go for the scrum. 5-metre scrum. 2 minutes and about 50 seconds to go. This is a big moment in the game. I mean, Leinster look rattled. I'm going to be totally honest. They look really rattled. If Connacht can go in the lead at half time, makes it interesting, doesn't it? Makes it really, really interesting. Hawkshaw's come on for Ross Byrne, who's gone off for a HIA. So even a more experienced player going off there for Leinster. We hope, obviously, Ross Byrne is okay. The scrum from Connacht has been very, very strong so far. Very, very strong. So here we go then. Scrum is in. Kieran Marmion, advantage to Connacht again. They go forward. Jared Butler picks from the base of the scrum. They're about 3 meters away from the line here. Still playing the advantage. What is going on with Leinster? If you're a Leinster fan, this is poor. They do have the free play here. I don't know why they're slowing everything down here. They're just picking and going here, going for the line. They're pretty close here. Where's the ball? Another advantage, not rolling away here for Leinster. I mean, you could be looking at a yellow card here, penalty try even. No, probably not penalty try, but there's got to be a yellow here. Jack Carty spreads it out wide, looking over, and O'Halloran has scored in the corner. And O'Halloran has scored in the corner. And Connacht here, they deserve it. They absolutely deserve it. They've been the better side. They've been patient. Tiernan O'Halloran has scored. It's his first try. And he scored in the corner. It's a lovely pass from Carty. Absolutely spreads it out wide. And it's a really good finish. Really, really good finish from O'Halloran. I don't know what is going on with Leinster tonight. I don't know what is going on with them, but that's a hell of a finish. And more than they deserve. They absolutely deserve that try. Absolutely deserve it. And Carter with a chance to give this Connacht side a 3-point lead, heading into half time. This will probably be the final kick of the game. And Jack Carter with a chance to take Connacht up to 10 points to 7 at half time. Slightly to the right of the post, just outside the 22. Should be getting this, you'd think. Carty steps up, kicks. Oh, he sliced it. He sliced it. Completely missed it. That's a big miss, you feel. It does look like we're going to have enough time to kick off the second half. So this will be the last play. Hawkshaw will get us back underway. If you're Connacht, I think you just kick this straight off, honestly. Porch claims it. Marmion's going to kick this one off, I think. It looks like he is, isn't he? Sends it back, and then it's sent off. And that is half-time. At half-time, it is Connacht leading here by 8 points to 7, despite being down to 14 men for the majority of this game so far. They are leading here by 8 points to 7. I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break here on the channel. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back to discuss that first half and all the other games in the URC. Get your thoughts, get your questions in the live chat. Hit the like button if you're on YouTube. Subscribe as well. If you're on Facebook or Twitch, hit that follow button as well. We'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. And we are back. It is half time at the sports ground. It is Connacht leading this one by 8 points to 7, despite having a man sent off in the early exchanges of this game. They have frustrated this Leinster team, who really have not clicked into gear. Try for O'Halloran in the corner at the end of that first half, giving this Connacht team a lead, and a deserving lead. They deserve to be in the lead in this one. Let me know your thoughts in the chat about this first half. We're going to have a chat about the other games now and have a look back at the weekend's action. Of course, let me know your thoughts on all the games in the chat. We'll start off with this one on Friday night that saw the Lions beating my team, the Ospreys, by 45 points to 15. And I've got to be honest with you, honestly, from a Lions perspective, I thought the Lions were actually very, very good. They were very deserving of their win. They played some fantastic rugby. They were very, very physical, something the Ospreys couldn't deal with. But from an Ospreys point of view, simply not good enough. Lots of missed tackles. Really, really struggled to get anything going in that one. And the Lions running out winners in that one, as I said, by 45 points to 15. Then on the Friday night, we also saw this one. We saw Munster beating Benetton by 51 points to 22. Munster running in a ridiculous amount of tries, in fact, and managing to get a bonus point win to keep the pressure up on the likes of Leinster and Ulster. So a big win for them. And today we've already done a watch along. Today we did this one. We did the Stormers against Ulster. And let me tell you, this was a controversial one. Stormers bursting into the lead. 2 early tries. Ulster coming back into it. Ulster then thinking that they've scored. It's been given by the referee. TMO has a look at it. Says Ulster's knocked it on. Has another look at it. Says that it's been knocked on by Stormers. So the scrum, 5-metre scrum, is given to Ulster. Referee decides to have another look at it and change his mind, saying that it's actually been knocked on by Ulster, which I thought had been knocked on by the Stormers. I think most people thought it'd been knocked on by the Stormers. But in the end, Stormers holding out for a victory, 23 points to 20. We then saw Scarlets head over to Italy, and Scarlets got a win by winning this one by 41 points to 24. Some few Welsh internationals out there. As you can see, Gareth Davis there, but Sam Lowes again, a couple of tries as well. So Zebra again, a really good win. Scarlets getting another good win. Zebra still looking for their first victory of the season. Edinburgh became the first team from the Northern Hemisphere to win in South Africa this season, beating the Sharks by 21 points to 5. It was a woeful game of rugby, if I'm being totally honest. Just the conditions were really, really poor. But Blair Kinghorn running the show at 10. Something that you feel he can do at this level, but at international level, I'm not so sure. But a very, very good performance from Edinburgh. And as I said, Edinburgh winning that one by 5 points to 21, becoming the first Northern Hemisphere team to win in South Africa. We saw a fantastic game down at the Cardiff Arms Park. Of course, Ben from Rock and Roll Rugby's in the chat, and he was down there. Cardiff winning this one by 32 points to 28. Cardiff were down by 21 points to 8 at one point, and it's a fantastic result for them. There you go, Cabango getting one of the tries. Halaholo was absolutely brilliant for Cardiff all day long. In the sun, in the capital, enjoying it there. And Cardiff winning that one by 32 points to 28. And then the final game that we saw today was the Blue Bulls taking on the Dragons. The Bulls winning this one by 55 points to 20. I watched pretty much all of this game. I've got to say the Dragons actually in moments had really good patches in the game. They managed to frustrate the Bulls, but then tries in just really key moments of the game really cost the Dragons, and the physicality just said in the end way too much for them, and they ended up falling in this one, as I said, by 55 points to 20. So let me know your thoughts on all the games we've seen so far. But in this one, I've been massively impressed by Connacht. They've frustrated this Leinster team as much as they can. They have obviously got the one try that they got earlier on in the game, 13 minutes into the game, after going through all the phases. But since then, it's been all Connacht. It's been all Connacht all the way through since then. And there's a lovely try right at the end of the half to head into the half time in the lead. Got to mention the Women's Six Nations did kick off today. And yeah, well, England getting a huge win against Scotland. Let me just remind myself what was the final score in that one. 57 points to 5, in fact. And that's just the whole professional amateur thing really shouting there. But Wales getting a win away in Dublin at the RDS, winning that one by 27 points to 19. Hannah Jones getting the winning try right at the end of the game just to secure the victory. And to consider that this time last year, the Wales team went out to Ireland. The women's team went out to Ireland and lost by 45 points to 0. To then a year later, with these pro contracts coming into this place, with these retainer contracts coming into place, managing to win and win well by 29 points to 17, getting the bonus point as well. Brilliant start for them. They welcome Scotland, who they'll back to beat. And then all of a sudden, you know, look, I'm not expecting them to beat France. I'm not expecting them to beat England. But going with confidence into those games will be a massive, massive bonus for them. So congratulations to them as well. And as a Welshman, obviously, I want to see them do well. Porter says, hope Connacht can keep up the work rate. And that's going to be the challenge, isn't it? But they've had the good game plan of really trying to frustrate this Leinster team as much as possible. And let's have a look at some of the stats from that first half. As always, get involved in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on what we've seen so far. I will just share my screen with you folks. So at half time, this is how it looks, 8 points to 7. In terms of the stats, in terms of possession, Connacht leading the way by 53% to the 47%. Clean breaks isn't much. Defenders beating Leinster a little bit more, but you can see the way Connacht want to play. They want to offload the game. They want to speed the game up, which is credit to them considering that they are the man down. In terms of territory, they played in the right areas of the field, 57% to the 43%. And Leinster have made more tackles, which is crazy to think because, as I said, Connacht have a man down since the 3rd minute. I think Paul Boyle was sent off, wasn't he? A tackle success rate is very high, though, for Leinster, 95%, 87% for Connacht, a little bit on the low side, but 2 turnovers when it is brilliant. Both teams have kicked very similar amounts, although Carty did miss a conversion, which he thought that 3-point gap just gives you a little bit of space, doesn't it? 4 penalties conceded each. In terms of the individual performers, successful carries, Conor Oliver with 4, Joe McCarthy with 3. Tiernan O'Halloran has got 1 clean break, as well as Jamie Osborne, John Porch, 2 defenders beating Jimmy O'Brien with 3. And then Tiernan O'Halloran again, 35 metres gain to 33. In terms of defence, Scott Penny with 11 tackles made already, which is pretty impressive. So that is how it's looking. Both teams are out on the pitch. We are all set for this one. And we are ready for the second half. Connacht to get us back underway. Don't forget, as I said, they are down to 14 men. Leinster are top, but they could open a gap up here if they could continue to build on this result. They could open a bit of a gap against Ulster. So Jack Carty gets us underway. Leinster claim it just outside their own 22, and we'll see what this second half has in store for us. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you support the channel through a super chat, you can do that on YouTube and Twitch. That's massively appreciated. But as I always say, absolutely no pressure to do that. A little bit of kicking going on between both parties here. It's actually quite a poor kick from Jimmy O'Brien. Frawley is back on for Cosgrave, by the way. He's passed his HIA, so he is back on. Jimmy O'Brien trying a little grubber through there, but he sliced it horribly, and there'll be a line-up to Connacht on the halfway line. And Rossburn hasn't come back yet, but obviously he's still probably got a bit of time on that HIA. Connacht win the line-out. And they have the ball on the halfway line here. What's really impressed me is their speed of ball today. You know, considering they've got that one less man, you thought that they would struggle in that area just with the extra man. Knocked on here, though, by Connacht, so chance for Leinster, advantage for them. On the 10-metre line in their own half here, Leinster will look to build from. Advantage is over as Frawley sends it down. And time for Jack Carty to clear this one down. Then he sends it straight off. It's probably not the greatest clearance from him. But line out here to Leinster. What you can see with Connacht is they're not messing about when they have the ball in their own 22. They're just going to clear it. They're just going to play it safe. But they're very comfortable spreading out wide when they're able to in better areas on the pitch. And that's what they've done. They've played in the right areas of the pitch so far. Line out to Leinster. One well. Maul is set up here. Referee calls it to be used. And it is. Matt Burke there with the tackle. And Luke McGrath gets this one out finally. Here we go. Ball inside here. Hawkshaw picks it up. Out wide here to Osborne. Into Frawley, tackled. Still on the 10-metre line here. And Connacht standing firm in terms of their tackling. And Connacht think they've turned it over, and they have, and it's a huge turnover for them. I think it's Chris Farrell who's managed to get the turnover. And it's going to be a chance here for Connacht to send this one down the field. Sorry, John Porch it is. And Carter with a chance to send this deep into the Leinster territory. Get them down the field at the start of this second half. 3.5 minutes gone. Still Connacht leading by 8 points to 7. The line will take place just over the 10-metre line. Really big turnover that for Connacht there. Not sure what's going on with Leinster. Not sure what's going on with them. It's an odd one. Line out there to Connacht here. Can they win their ball? Yes, they can. He goes to the back. They get it out. Kieran Marmion into Carty. Carty into Farrell. Good carry from him. Makes a couple of metres. Once again, lovely hands here. Carty out wide, and then it's knocked on. If he catches that, I mean, again, he's in a decent position there. You feel to potentially do something from there. Again, Connacht looking to spread the ball out wide, get it out wide. The conditions are perfect for it, you'd have to say. Again, McNulty there, in space. And scrum here then too, Leinster. I'll say I've been impressed by Connacht tonight. Folks, if you are just joining us here on YouTube, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Free to do, helps the channel out massively. If you're on Facebook, Twitch, give us a like and a follow. Connacht leading here by 8 points to 7. 5 minutes gone in this second half. Connacht down to 14 men. Paul Boyle sent off just after 3 minutes for a high tackle on, I think it was Kieran Frawley. But a free kick here. A penalty, sorry, to Leinster, the scrum there. Connacht trying to be too clever there at the scrum, stepping back. So we'll have a reset of the scrum. Looks like Owen McNulty's day is done. It looks like he's going to be leaving the field. And it is. Owen McNulty is off. Kilgallen is on. So interesting change for Connacht. So scrum here to Leinster then. Solid scrum by Leinster. Advantage to them at this scrum. Kieran Marmion goes, but again, there'll be a penalty here. And there'll be a chance for them to clear the lines. Do they go for the scrum again? No, they're going to just send it down. Hawkshaw is looking to send this down. We haven't seen Ross Byrne yet, which makes me think that I don't think he's going to come back on. I don't think he's going to come back on, to be honest. That's a good kick, actually, from Hawkshaw. Up towards the 10-metre line. Yeah, absolutely. It's a sloppy match full of errors, but from a Connacht perspective, that's what they want. They want to make it difficult for this Leinster team. They want to make it really tough for them. And it's a hell of a steal at the line out from Connacht. And things are just not going right for Leinster. Just not going right for Leinster. And I mean, today really was an opportunity for them to look to build upon, you know, the fact that Ulster lost today. Massive chance for them to just open that gap at the top. But so far, Connacht really they're playing smart. They're playing really, really smart, you know, playing in the right areas of the field, not looking to play in their own half too much, understanding the threat that this Leinster team can have. Penalty to Leinster, though. Yeah, Leinster there with the penalty. Chance to take this in the corner. Important for Connacht to try and hold them out here, though. And Kieran Frawley is going to try and stick this one in the corner. Going to be a line out just on the 22 then. Oh, she's really tired. So line out to Leinster then. 1 this time. Driving ball set up for Leinster. 7.5 minutes or so gone in the second half. Ball comes out from Luke McGrath. Hawkshaw gets it out wide. Good tackle on Jimmy O'Brien. It's out wide here though. Oh, the tackle's been missed. This could be a easy finish. And the ball's gone out. Was there a high tackle in there? Was there a seatbelt tackle? Big tackle there though. There'll be a line out here to Connacht there. A couple of sore bodies there. I care more about the Champions Cup than the URC. Let another team win it. Makes it fair. I think you'd still like to win the URC, right? Obviously. But yeah, the Champions Cup is the big one, isn't it, for you guys? And you got Connacht in a few weeks, which we'll hopefully be doing on the channel here as a watch long anyway. So there's going to be a line out here to Connacht about 5 meters away from their own try line. So they need to try and secure this if they can. Line out, they've gone for the long throw there and well taken. And Jack Carter will clear this one downfield. And he gets a good amount of distance on it as well. There'll be a line out to Leinster just outside the 22. Line out one here then for Leinster. Good hands here. Oh, loose pass though there. And Connacht really aggressive at the breakdown here. Half a break from Oliver there. Leinster just outside the 22 here. Trying to pick and go. We haven't seen that free-flowing Leinster that we seem to see. We're yet to see that, it feels like. McGrath gets it out. Big tackle coming in on Dooley. And it's still there for them. Connacht trying to turn the ball over, but not able to do so. 6 phases deep here, and then knocked on by by Leinster. Sorry, so advantage to the home team. And again, another mistake from this Leinster side. Chance here for Kieran Marmion potentially to get away. He sends the kick over. It's not a bad kick at all. Pressure on Jimmy O'Brien, who sends it back down. And it's not the greatest kick. And he's kicked it out on the full. And it's going to be a line out here to Connacht. Mate, honestly, Connacht here maybe could be doing something out on the full by O'Brien. Pressure on them. Home and away as well. Should be interesting how that works. Absolutely. LuTube, I haven't seen you for ages, mate. Where have you been? Hope you're doing well, by the way. And yeah, good to see you in the chat. Hope things are good with you. You must be buzzing that Edinburgh one today. First team to win in South Africa. Hope you're keeping okay, by the way. And good to see you in the chat. Line out here then to Connacht then. On the 10-metre line, 1. Oh, it wasn't straight. Byrne is on for Dooley in the front row for Leinster. That change has gone through. Oh, I don't know if that's not straight. So scrum here to Leinster then. Half an hour to go in this one. So scrum here. Luke McGrath will feed this one in. And again, another big scrum from Leinster. It's absolutely massive advantage for them. And after the scrum was so solid for Connacht in the first half, seems like it might be falling down a bit. Tommy O'Brien with a lovely run here. Gets them to just outside the 22. There might be a chance to go wide here. There's a man out wide. What's the pass like? Jack Carty with a really good covering tackle. Leinster still with the possession here, though. Connacht trying to turn it over, but again, still there for Leinster's. Frawley spreads it out wide, bounces backwards. Still there, though. Here comes Ruddock. Oh, if he goes straight here, there's a gap in the line. And Ruddock might go all the way. He's tackled just short, 5 metres short. McGrath gets it out. Huge tackle's got to come in here from Connacht now. They're trying to turn the ball over. It is there, though, for Leinster. Connacht have got their defences set. 5 metres short here for Leinster. Going through the phases here, about 3 metres. They try and go long. It's a huge tackle on Hawkshaw. Can he get to the line? I think he's been held up. Oh, he's put it down, and Leinster do manage to get the finish. The try's been given. The referee seems to think it's gone down. I'd be interested to see it again. The try's been given. David Hawkshaw. It'll be interesting to see. The thing is, the extra man is always going to make a difference, isn't it? It's always going to begin to make a difference. Yeah, Hawkshaw does get it down. Really good leg drive from him as well to finish that. Good to see that you're doing okay, mate, and good to see you in the chat as well. Huge try there in the context of the game. It means, to be honest, Connacht are going to have to come out and play now. They really want to get something from this game, and opening themselves up like they have so far just leaves them a little bit exposed in some areas. Hawkshaw converts his own try, and it is now 14 points to 8. So a 6-point gap now for the away team. It's really good leg strength from Hawkshaw there, to be fair to him. So here we go. Connacht get us back underway. Max Deegan collects. McGrath is on for Ongier. Is it Ongier? I don't know how you say it. Sorry. For Connacht, and Delan is on for Murray. Of course, Ultan Delan leaving Connacht at the end of the season. I thought he was offside there, to be honest. The Leinster players, I thought they'd rushed up too quickly. Half a break from Ultan Delan, but he's knocked it on here, and chance for Leinster to counter. Hawkshaw sticks it through, looking for the 50-22. It's been kept alive here by Connacht, but they're going to need support here at this breakdown. It's slow to arrive. Leinster have managed to steal it here. This could be concerning. 25 minutes to go in this one. Leinster in the 22. Michael Alolatoa carries. McGrath goes alone. Oh, Luke McGrath straight through the gap. And he has scored here for Leinster. And is that the score to win the game for Leinster? 2 scores in 4 minutes here. And that could easily be the score that just seals the victory for Leinster. I'm not sure how Luke McGrath there has got through. Ripped out the tackle by Hawkshaw. Just throws the dummy. It's poor tackling from Connacht, really. I'm not sure who's missed the final tackle there. It's a poor miss, really. It's a really poor miss. I think it's Dave Heffernan who's missed the tackle and really has to make that tackle. Shouldn't be letting a scrum half out muscle him there. But it's a good finish from Luke McGrath. And that score probably does kill off Connacht, to be honest. And Hawkshaw the chance here to add the 2. And they've obviously got their 3 tries now, and they'll be looking to try and add another to get the bonus point. Leinster leading here by 20 points to 8 now. And this second half, they've just been able to get away. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, was it like the England game? It is, isn't it? Connacht have tried to frustrate Leinster so much, but eventually the quality of Leinster is going to come through. The extra man is going to have an effect, and that seems to be happening. Where they go down, passion, keep tight, then the team with the man up extends. That's how it is, isn't it, really? They've just got the extra man, and that is going to begin to tell as we head towards the final 20 here. And Luke McGrath will box kick this one away. Arnold is on for foul, by the way. Luke McGrath has kicked this one straight out on the full, so it will be a line out here to Connacht just outside the 22. If anything's going to happen in this game, they've really got to score now, you'd think. For anyone interested in football, Christian Eriksen has just come on for Denmark and scored as well in a friendly, which is fantastic to see. So that's brilliant to see. It is. I can't do maths, James. Thank you for pointing that out, mate. My maths is not my strong point. 21 points to 8 it is indeed. Oh, knocked on by Connacht there in the 22. Advantage here to Leinster then. And we'll have a scrum for Leinster. Again, Connacht trying to force it a bit too much, but they've got to try and play, obviously, now at this point in the game. We're heading towards the final 20, folks, in this one. No watch long tomorrow. It is, of course, Mothering Sunday. So I'm going to spend time with my mother. So we'll see. But next week, we're going to be doing a few watch-alongs. There's a few big decisions to make on watch-alongs next week. There's a lot of games. Wow, fair play. That's pretty impressive. I mean, Wales, Gareth Bale, honestly. I could marry that man. Honestly, give him the keys to Wales. Give him the keys to the country. Again, a penalty against Connacht at the penalty, at the scrum. And Connacht trying to get around the rules a little bit at the scrum and struggling in that area, you've got to say now. And Leinster send it down the field. They have a line out just inside their own half here. Yeah, we've got a big decision to make on watch-alongs next week. There's some big games taking place. We, of course, have got... we've got... let me have a look. On the Friday night, we got a couple of options for some games. We could either do the Sharks against the Dragons or Glasgow against Zebra. It'll probably be Sharks against Dragons, to be honest. Oh, a lovely break here. Jamie Osborne through the gap. He's got options left and right into Jimmy O'Brien. Good tackle on him. Leinster into the 22 here. Lovely pick from his brother O'Brien again. They're looking for the bonus point here. 5 metres short now. And the extra man really beginning to tell now here for Connacht. Alalatoa carries. And they're going to pick and go here. Leinster almost getting caught there at the breakdown, and they have been, and Connacht get the penalty. Huge penalty for the home team here, and a chance for them to clear downfield. So yeah, we got some big decisions to make on watch-alongs next week. I'll probably do some polls on the channel, on the community tab during the week, but we'll probably do the Sharks against Dragons. On Saturday then, we could do Bulls against Ulster. I think that could be quite a good game. Maybe Stephen would jump on that with us again. Ospreys play at 5:15, but we have a huge game later on, which we see Munster take on Leinster. And we've also got Scarlets against Cardiff. Why they've put them on at the same time baffles me, really baffles me. It's an odd one. There's a half an hour difference in that one. Absolute madness in that one. So we'll see. We'll see what we decide to do. And then the week after that, then we're into the European games. And we'll definitely do Ulster against Toulouse, which is probably the biggest game of the weekend. But we'll have a look and see what happens with that. And then we have a couple of weeks off there for European rugby. And then we're back then to some URC action. And there'll be some Welsh derbies to look forward to and some Irish derbies as well. So looking forward to them. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the treatment he's had over there is woeful. Boyle is on for Oliver, by the way, for Connacht. It's absolutely awful, honestly. But it'll be interesting to see what he does in the summer. I have no idea where he goes. There's rumours about him going to Cardiff. As a Swansea fan, not sure how I feel about that. But I got a sneaky feeling if we don't win that playoff final, I think he'll retire, to be honest. I think he'll call time on it. Because what else has he got to play for? You know, he's not going to go to the next World Cup if we get the chance. He might make the next Euros. But apart from that, it's just not going to happen for him, is it? A little bit scrappy here, though. A little bit of a kicking game going on here. John Porch sends it up. He's going to try and chase his own kick. Lovely take from John Porch in the air as well. Up to the 10-metre line in the half of Leinster. Connacht trying to go through the forwards here. Connacht going through the phases here, but not really making any ground. In fact, they've been pushed back a little bit here. Half a break, though, from Prendergast. Marmion, good hands here. Oh, it's been knocked on, though, by Connacht in the tackle. And a chance for them to counter-attack for Leinster here. Jimmy O'Brien, really nice feet from him. Cuts inside, tackled. Luke McGrath is there. Tackled, though, here by Ulton Delan. Hawkshaw sticks it through, looking for the run of and John Porch has dropped it, and Kieran Fawley crashes over, and that will be the bonus point try here for Leinster. John Porch slipped, dropped it, and Kieran Fawley crashes over, and that will certainly be the game over. Now it's going to be a question mark of how many points can Leinster rack up as we head towards the final 15. Jimmy O'Brien with the original break there. Luke McGrath gets it out. Hawkshaw sticks a kick through. It's not a bad kick. John Porch, though, slips, misses the ball, and Fawley picks it up and dots over. And there'll be a chance for Hawkshaw to add the 2 points to give it a 20-point gap. And a chance for Hawkshaw to add the 2 to get up to the 28. Hawkshaw has just missed the kick. And so we remain at 26-28. I mean, now for Connacht, obviously the game's gone. You'd have to say the game is gone. But you're asking, is there anything? What else can we see? Is there anything we can see from this team? Is there anything else we're going to see? Hello to you, Barney, sorry. Hello to you. I'm not from Scotland. I'm from Wales. I'm from North Wales, mate. I'm not Scottish. I'm from North Wales. But cover all URC action and cover the internationals as well. We've had a busy time on the channel with the Six Nations. Murphy's on for Heffernan, by the way. And Blade is on for Marmion as well, as we are in the final 15 of this one. But yes, I'm from North Wales. And what about football? Who do I support in football? Obviously Wales, and I'm a Swansea fan as well. Unfortunately. Good evening to you, Martin. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat as well. Hope you've enjoyed the rugby. You're a Brentford fan. Interesting. Brentford are a good side. Probably safe now in the Premier, you'd have to say. And obviously, Ericsson has made such a difference to you guys as well. David Raya starting for Spain today as well, which is pretty mad. Who do you support in rugby, Barney? Your dad watches Brentford. Nice. Who do you support in rugby? Let me know. You're an England fan. Do you support a club team? Let me know. England. Do you support a club team? Let me know. McCarthy's on for Luke McGrath, by the way, a scrum half for Leinster. Leinster on the halfway line here. They'll be looking to see if they can add a fifth. And now we're beginning to see the momentum of Leinster now. They get the ball. The offloads are lovely. A lovely break here from Forney. Lovely offload. Oh, this is a lovely try. And O'Brien's going to score in the corner. It's a lovely try for him. Brilliant finish. And Leinster really beginning to shine now in this game. Really beginning to show what they're able to do. It's a lovely offload. I think it's Forley with the offload, by the way. He breaks the gap. Obviously, having that extra man makes a massive difference. That wraparound that we see from Ireland all the time. And O'Brien in the corner. Brilliant finish. Oh, nice. Nice. That's good. That is good. Definitely. See Bayern versus Villarreal in the Champions League. Yes, I am fluent in Welsh. Everyone on my mum's side of the family is fluent in Welsh. So, yeah, I can speak it. So, with my mum, always speaking Welsh. Yeah, trail finders, obviously, are around London, aren't they? It's good to support your local clubs. Get down, support your local clubs. Even better, support your grassroots teams. You know, absolutely try and get down there and see your grassroots teams if you can. I love watching and going to games. That's the whole experience, isn't it? And it's always really enjoyable. And obviously, coming out of COVID now, there really are opportunities to begin to get back and watch some games. We're heading towards the final 10 minutes, folks. If you are just joining us, Connacht were fighting pretty strong at one point, but it seems like Leinster are beginning to pull away now. Of course, Connacht got that man sent off in the early moments of the game, but a really good finish. Sean Cronin is on for Tracy in the front row for Leinster. Favourite club is Ajax. Nice, nice. I've got a really nice Ajax shirt. A nice away one somewhere. Leinster Gosforth called Newcastle now. Brilliant. So it's good to have your regional team, but also you want to support your club team, because at the end of the day, they are the what's the word that I'm looking for? They are the heartbeat of the rugby community, aren't they? They're central to it. And it's good to support your grassroots, because that's where everyone starts. And then the academies may pick them up later on or whatever. But that's where everyone starts, isn't it, to play? No, it's not. I'll grab it at half time and show you quickly before we leave. I'll show you. So line out here to Leinster, one in the air. Sean Cronin at the back of the maul, and Maloney's also on for Ruddock. So Ruddock has completed his 150th game for the province today. So congratulations to him, and it looks like he's going to be on the winning side. Advantage here to Leinster, the maul being collapsed illegally by the home team. And again, we're beginning to see that flow that we're used to seeing with Leinster now. Oh, half a break from McCarthy, the replacement scrum half. Martin Maloney, good half break here from Leinster. Metre short here for Leinster now. Can they get their 6th try of the game? Going for the line here, 5th or 6th try. Can't remember how many we're on now. Yeah, 6th try. Sorry, it is 6th try. Metre short here. We're into the final 10 minutes as they try and push for the line, just short there. The forwards will pick and go, believing they can get there, but good defence here from Connacht, holding them just short. Going for the line short. I can't believe they haven't gone wide here. Bit greedy from the forwards, wanting the praise. Still the forwards go. Have they finished it? Is it down or has it been held up? It's been held. Oh, referee, I think, is going to have a look at this. I think this has been held up. It depends what the question is from the referee to the TMO. Let's have a listen here. Oh, okay. So on-field decision is try. He says he's seen it. He just wants to check that it's not been knocked on in the process. So Leinster here looking to get their 6th try of the game. TMO is going to have a look at this. Let's have a look. Has it been knocked on in the process? Well, that angle doesn't tell us anything. Again, that angle doesn't show us anything. We need the other angle. I don't know why they keep showing us these angles, because we can't see anything from these angles. Let's have a look here. I can't see anything to suggest that that's not a try. And try is given indeed. Leinster have their 6th try of the game. And Leinster will absolutely take that up to the 36, is that right? Must be my maths gone wrong there. So 36 points to 8 now. Hawks with a chance to add the 2. And still we have about 8 minutes to go in this one. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Let me know your thoughts on the actions we've seen in the URC so far this weekend. Well, in the URC this weekend. This obviously is the last game of the weekend. And Hawkshaw here looking to add the 2. Which he does, and Leinster are up to 38 here. And there we go. It is now 38 points to 8. Pretty comfortable now. 30-point gap between the two sides. At half-time, we were thinking it could have been so different, didn't we? We were thinking it could have been so different. These players get the hairdryer treatment from Leo at half-time. I'm sure they did. They were poor, weren't they? You've got to credit Connacht. Connacht had the right game plan, but having that extra man has clearly had a big impact. The red card is what was the game changer for Connacht. Put all their effort in the first half. Yeah, it was always going to happen, and you felt that, you know, they really needed to build up the scoreboard, didn't they, at half-time? But they'll be encouraged by the first half, and they're still going now. But even now, at this point, you know, that extra man just makes such a difference. Those spaces just open up so much. But they're still playing here with 7 minutes to go into the Leinster half. One big thing as well is that the knocked on by Connacht, by the way, there. The big thing as well for Leinster is the impact that the bench has made. The impact of the bench has been huge. Ulton Delan there knocking on, just taking his eyes off the board. It's going to be a scrum here to Leinster. We know how powerful their scrum has been in this second half. Let me just get a picture up of this Ajax top. "26 tackles missed by Connacht" is pretty difficult one, isn't it? Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it's this one. Let me get it up. I'll show you now, James. Where are you? Here we go. Yeah, this is the shirt that I've got. It's this one. That's the away kit for Ajax that I've got. I've got so many kits. I'm going to make a video on all the kits I've got. I've got loads of rugby ones. I've got loads of 40 ones. So I'll make a video on it at some point. But that right there, James, is the shirt that I've got. I love it. I think it looks great. I don't have the Bob Marley one, but I know which one you're on about. So we're heading towards the final 5 minutes here. Leinster, job done, obviously. And they will be very, very happy with this second half performance, getting the job done. They'll extend their lead out the top of the table, advantage from the scrum here once again. And Leinster looking for that 7th try potentially here. Still playing the advantage. Forley gets it out. And there'll be no advantage. So it'll come back for the original penalty from the scrum. And a chance for Osborne to send it down. And there'll be a line out just outside the 22 here for Leinster. Leinster looking to finish on a high. So line out here to Leinster. Yeah, that's going to be the big challenge. Obviously, that is the game that's going to kick off the Champions Cup. Huge game, that, isn't it? And it's going to be really, really difficult for them. Here goes O'Brien for the line. O'Brien cuts inside, and it's another try for Leinster. Lovely finish from Tommy O'Brien. Second of the game for him. And just running out of shattered defence at this point, if we're being totally honest. Tommy O'Brien with 2 tries today, taking Leinster up to the 43-point mark. And, yeah, it's been a difficult one this second half for Connacht. The extra man just making such a difference. And him finishing in the corner there. Lovely wraparound work from Leinster, something we've seen so much with the Irish squad. And a great finish from him as well. And it's going to be Hawkshaw looking to add the 2 with less than 3 minutes on the clock. I hope you have enjoyed this watch. I hope you've enjoyed the watch-alongs over the weekend. Obviously, we started on Friday night with Lions against Ospreys. We did Ulster against Stormers earlier on. And we're finishing off with this Irish derby. And over it goes as Hawkshaw adds the 2. So 45 points now to 8. Considering that Ulster were, Connacht, were leading, what, 8 points to 7 at half time? Or 8 points to 5, was it, at half time? Looking at this. Leinster do manage to get it back off the restart, and they're going to look to run straight away here. They're certainly not done. And really the flow of this Leinster team beginning to show now. Osborne sent it out. Hawkshaw into Cosgrove, who's come on. Cosgrove throws the dummy. Could he get a try here? Into the 22. Advantage to Leinster offside. And we'll have the original penalty. And a chance here potentially for Leinster to finish off the game. Kieran Forley has won man of the match. He's had a good game, I must say. Only 30 in it. 35 points. Yeah, it's quite the gap. Now, that second half I expected from Ireland against England. By the way, love that kit. Yeah, it's one of my favourites. It is one of my favourites. The aim is to get, obviously, by the start of next season, is to get all the URC team shirts. Because I've got all the Six Nations bar in England, which as a Welshman I'm struggling to buy, to be honest. Struggling to part money to get that. We've got a few URC teams. We've got all the 4 Welsh regions, barring the Scarlets. We've got 3 there. We've got Leinster, Ulster, and Munster. We've got a Scotland jersey, but we don't have the 2 regions. Got an Italy jersey, but not the 2 sides there. So I've actually got quite a lot to get. John Porch is going off here. So scrum here to Connacht then. And a chance. Well, I wonder. I think they might just kick it off here, to be honest. Yeah, black kit from Real Madrid 2015. That's a good one. The Dortmund blackout kit as well is very, very nice. I love the South American kits as well. They're brilliant. Big scrum coming on from Leinster. Penalty to Leinster as well at that scrum. And 30 seconds to go. I think Connacht just want this to end, to be honest. Leinster going to stick this in the corner. 15 seconds to go here. Yeah, absolutely. There's some great kits there. Wasn't straight, that line out. And is that going to be that? Is the referee going to call time on that? I think we might have time for the final play here. AIK in Sweden. They play in Sweden, don't they? I want to say. I'll make a video at some point, maybe even this week, because I've got a bit of free time because I don't have lectures this week. I might make a video on all the rugby shirts that I've got, and we'll go through them all and see what I've got. So scrum here too, Connacht. You'd think they'll just try and get this one out and kick it off and be done with it. They are 40 seconds into the red. I'll also try and stream this week some Rugby 22 as well, if I can. They are going to try and play here, which actually quite surprises me. If I was advantage, they tap it quick, but not from the mark. Come on, ref. I mean, look, mate, it's honestly, it's ridiculous at this point. Yeah, I thought they were. Jack Carty sends it down. So there will be a line out here. Again, I'd be interested to see what Connacht do. If I was Connacht at this point, I think you just kick it off. Say, look, we put in a good shift. We were down to 14 men from 2 minutes onwards. We held them for the half. I think you just kick this off, to be honest, and be done with it. But we are nearing the end of this stream and the streams for the weekend. Thank you to all of those who've joined across the weekend. We had 2 URC on. We had one on Friday, one earlier on today, and one today. No watch long tomorrow, but yeah, thank you to everyone who's watched. Make sure you've liked the stream, by the way, and subscribe to the channel if you're on Facebook, Twitch. Hit that follow button. Glad you're enjoying, James, and hope things are going well for you in Munich as well, and hope you're settling in okay there. Connacht trying to keep playing here, which is credit to them, but you just feel like, just come on, just kick it off. Carty makes half a break. They're on their own 10-metre line here. Honestly, you just get the ball in, just kick it off and say, right, we gave it our best. We did really well in that first half. Do you know one thing you got to say? The sports ground is absolutely rammed tonight for this one, which is always what's impressed me about the Irish provinces. And there we go. It's been knocked on there by Connacht, and that will be that. That is the final score here. The final score down at the sports ground is Connacht Connacht 8, Leinster 45. That is the final score here. Bonus points for the away side here, and that is the final score. Congratulations to Leinster on the win. They will continue to be top of the table, and they will open the gap to about 4 points. I think they will be now. It'll be interesting to see how they get on. See you next week, James. Stephen says, if Leinster B team can do that to Connacht, I fear for the Western side in the European Cup. Connacht were missing a few players. They obviously had the man sent off as well. And I actually thought for the first half, they had the perfect game plan, especially with the man being sent off. Make sure to check out Stephen's channel, by the way, folks. Head over there, check him out. He made an interesting rant about the Ulster Stormers game, and we did a watch along together. I'm sure we'll catch up soon and do another one. But I am going to leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and your evening, folks. I'll be back next week for some watch-alongs, hopefully some content out during the week, maybe a preview for the URC, and I will catch you in a bit. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.